everybody, thank you for attending our first workshop and a warm welcome to Giulia, all the way from Tuscany. Today, Giulia will show you a recipe of sweet truffles using our panforte and cacao. Avant de commencer, je tenais juste à préciser que l'atelier est actuellement en anglais, mais il sera également diffusé en français sur notre chaîne YouTube avec les sous-titres. Thank you to all of you for attending our social media giveaways. At the end of this live workshop, we will announce the two winners of our Panforte, our flowers and sal and moderate olive oils. In the meantime, I will let Giulia start the recipe. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in comments. Thank you. It's your turn, Giulia.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me here today. I'm very happy to show you a simple recipe. So we are approaching the holidays, and I think this is one of the best recipes that you can make even with your children. It's quick, as you will see. We are going to make this in just a few minutes, and it's surprising. It is actually surprising. So what we are going to make today are chocolate truffles. So I'm sure you already know chocolate truffles. The basic ingredients are dark chocolate. In this case, we're going to use a 70% dark chocolate and cream. The fresh whipping cream that we find in Italy is a 36% fat. I know that you can find a 35% fat. That would work perfectly. So usually, along with chocolate and cream, you add some butter. So since in Italy, and especially in Tuscany, we are fond of extra virgin olive oil, I thought I could substitute the butter with extra virgin olive oil. So today, instead of butter, we are going to use this moderate extra virgin olive oil from Favuzzi. This is just 20 grams, but it makes all the difference. Then, since we are going to add Panforte into these truffles, I thought we could balance somehow the sweetness coming from Panforte with some salt. Chocolate and salt is a wonderful combination. If you add olive oil, so extra virgin olive oil, chocolate and salt is amazing. And the salt we're going to use is this flowers and salt. So you'll have some crunchy crystals of salt and also the delicate aroma of flowers. Let's start making this recipe together. So I'll just move the screen so you can see all the steps here. So first of all, I'm going to heat the cream. This is 140 grams of cream, and just heat the cream until it boils. Here we are. So I just hope I won't forget the cream on the stove. Next step, we are going to finally chop the chocolate. This is a very important step because we are going to mix the chocolate with the cream. We are going to do this in a bowl. So the best solution is to finally chop the chocolate so that it has all the same size and it will be just enough to mix it with the cream. So let's just do this. And while I'm chopping the chocolate, I will tell you something more about Panforte. So you know I'm from Tuscany. I'm from a little town called Valdelsa, which is near Siena. Siena is a medieval town. One of the most important products of Siena is Panforte. While I was reading all the explanation about the Panforte made by Favuzzi, I was really impressed by the quality of the Panforte. And I noticed that it is made by pastry chef that is from Florence, and he learned how to make Panforte from another pastry chef from Siena. So this can really tell you that the Panforte made by Favuzzi is the real deal. I checked all the ingredients, and they are the very traditional ingredients you can find in Panforte. So you have almonds, you have honey, which is very important. Then you have candied fruit, could be like citron or could be orange, apricots, figs, and then you have spices. Spices are really a distinctive characteristic of the Panforte, and it's nice to see, to taste these spices into these truffles. So this is how fine, see, we want the chocolate. Let's keep on chopping the chocolate. Another thing I want to tell you about Panforte is about the origins of Panforte. So when you are in Siena, you can really understand when you are, so in what time of the year, according to what you can buy in the stores, in the bakeries, in the pastry shops. Panforte is the flagship product of Christmas. Panforte is a medieval recipe. It was made in pharmacies, it was made in monasteries in the medieval time. Its name, it's very important. Panforte comes from panis fortis. So the original Panforte was bread made with honey and some fruit and some salt. So this bread would get sour after a while. And so it was called forte, Panforte, panis fortis. It was considered a gift, an important gift to give to priests, nuns, or the rich people of the time. That's the reason why the Panforte was made in pharmacies and monasteries, because this is where you could find these very important and expensive ingredients. Okay, the cream is ready, so now we can mix it with the chocolate. There are two typical Panforte in Siena. One is the dark Panforte and one is the light Panforte. The light Panforte was created in the honor of the Queen of Italy at the end of the 19th century, when she visited Siena for the Palio, the horse race. And it has milder spices and it's covered with icing sugar. While the darker Panforte has more ancient origins, and it was actually made with more intense spices and covered with spices and black pepper. I prefer the lighter Panforte, actually, and I find that the Panforte made by Favuzzi is very similar, and it is actually perfect for these truffles. Oh, here we are. The chocolate is ready, so we can transfer all the chopped chocolate into a bowl. Here we are. Now we are going to add the cream. So since the cream was boiling, as you can see, it is already melting the chocolate. What is important to do is to gently mix with a spatula. We are making a ganache, so we don't want to incorporate air. We want this as smooth and silky as possible. Here we are. See how easy it is to melt the chocolate once you finally shred the chocolate. And we are also going to add the extra virgin olive oil. As I told you, this is the extra virgin olive oil we are going to use now. The moderate extra virgin olive oil. Chocolate and extra virgin olive oil is a fantastic combination. I love to use extra virgin olive oil in cakes, especially when they have chocolate inside. The cake remains moist and it's perfect for days. So look how smooth it is, the chocolate now. And now we are going to add the Panforte and the salt. So let's put these aside for a moment. And it is time to finally chop the Panforte as well. If you love spices, and I think, you know, when you are approaching Christmas and the season of the festivities, everybody loves spices. You can also enhance the spice flavor, adding maybe some nutmeg or some cinnamon to the chocolate and cream and extra virgin olive oil. This will enhance the spice flavor of the Panforte. Another trick to have more, a more intense flavor is to add maybe some cinnamon or even just a tiny sprinkle of black pepper to the cocoa powder we are going to use to dust the truffles. This will enhance the spice flavor, but it's up to you. I mean, if you like spice flavor. Otherwise, this is perfectly balanced and combined. So now we're going to finally chop the panforte. As you see, the panforte has a lot of almonds inside. So the almonds are going to add also a nice crunch to the truffles. This is also a way to enjoy panforte in a preparation. But if you have a good slice of panforte, usually you can enjoy it after a meal, maybe with some prosecco or with a sweet wine, even with your coffee if you like it. And it's a nice way to end a festive meal. You have all the spices, you have the rich flavor of candied fruit, you have the crunch of almonds, the toasted flavor of almonds, which is delicious. And so it's a perfect ending of a festive meal. We actually do this here in Tuscany. It is a very local treat, panforte. And for Christmas, we always have panforte on our table. And it ends a meal. Well, it ends a meal. It's a nice break in the afternoon, maybe with a coffee, or you can have a tiny wedge of panforte in the morning with your coffee. So it is actually a fantastic treat. So here we have the finally chopped panforte. We are going to add the panforte to our chocolate and cream. And again, we are going to mix it. Now, when the chocolate and the cream are not as hot as before, we can also add some salt. So, you know, salt is very important in pastry making because it exalts all the flavors of the other ingredients. In this case, you see, it is just a small amount of salt, but it goes a long way. So first of all, it adds a very interesting crunch because this is not fine sea salt. It has some crunch, some crystals of salt. So you will taste them while you're eating your truffles. And also you have the flowers that will give a very pleasant, aromatic, floral note to the truffles. So here we are. I know it looks very liquid at the moment, but remember, this has to go in the fridge for a few hours, better if until the next day. So usually when I make truffles, I do this step the day before, and then I put my chocolate in the fridge and forget it for the night. The day after, it is perfect. And I'll show you now, which is the result after, let's say, a night. Okay, let's take the chocolate. And now we can make the truffles together. If you see, I can handle the chocolate and cream together with the panforte. You make a bowl like this. Of course, it's going to dirt your hands and children will love it. Then you have prepared a plate with some cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and roll the truffles in the cocoa powder. And that's the result. So now we're going to make all the truffles. If your the chocolate I'm using here is a 70% dark chocolate, it makes a difference. So if you use, for example, milk chocolate, so it has less cocoa inside, you might need to use less cream. Otherwise, the truffles will be too soft. If you use a darker chocolate, well, your dough, let's call this dough, might be too hard. So the solution is to remove the dough from the fridge 1 hour before you're going to make the truffles, as I made today because I use a very dark chocolate. See, another bowl, and I roll this in the cocoa powder. So I want to give you a few ideas for some variations in these truffles. If you really like chocolate, you can use half panforte and half dark chocolate chopped and kept whole. So instead of adding the chocolate and melting it with the cream, add that when the chocolate is colder. So you will have pieces of Panforte inside, and you will have also pieces of chocolate. I already told you about the spices. Then if you like coffee, and since coffee is a perfect combination with Panforte, you can infuse your cream with coffee. So how can you do that? The day before, you're going to make the truffle dough, add a few grains of coffee, a few beans of coffee to your cream. The coffee will release the flavor into the cream overnight. And you will have the day after a cream, which is still white, so it's like pure cream, but you will have a very distinctive flavor of coffee. So this could be your trick. You can really add some coffee flavor to your truffles with Panforte without adding the real coffee. And this is a perfect combination with Panforte. You can do the same with tea. I really like Earl Grey, for example. So you can do the same. Infuse some Earl Grey in your cream, then filter as you would do with the coffee, and then use the cream to make your truffles. Again, you're just layering all the flavors. So we talk about the spices, we talk about the coffee and the Earl Grey. These are all, secret tricks that you can use to make your truffles really unforgettable. I'm not licking my hands because, I'm here with you, but the flavor, the smell, it is just fantastic. I want to give you also some other ideas while I'm making the truffles to use Panforte. So I told you, you can really enjoy, so please enjoy your Panforte, a few slices of Panforte on its own, with coffee, with some sweet wine, with Prosecco, because this is how you can really taste the amazing Panforte. But then, if you want to use Panforte in some recipes, you can do what we're doing now with truffles. So you crumble the Panforte and you add that into, for example, cookies, chocolate cookies. They would be amazing with pieces of Panforte inside. Or another idea is to make a crumble. Panforte will really give
Su Facebook non si vede niente, la gente sta scrivendo e non si vede.
Panforte will really give you an incredible flavor to your cookies. Do you see me?
No, non è in diretta.
Yes, we see you, Giulia.
Okay. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Fantastic. So I'm just giving you more ideas on how to make, to use Panforte. Along with cookies and crumble, you can even use Panforte chopped in biscotti. Biscotti is another way of calling the cookies in Tuscany. These are double baked. So usually biscotti have almonds inside. Try using some Panforte, and that will give also the flavor of almonds, but also this very nice spice flavor. So Christmas in Siena is a very important moment. As I told you, Panforte is the most interesting product of Christmas, but we have other traditional sweet treats in Siena. For example, we have ricciarelli, and these are all medieval treats. So that's what is incredible about Siena. It's a medieval town, as you can see from the look of the town, and it is also steeped in medieval traditions. So you have Panforte, you have ricciarelli. There are almond cookies, very soft, melt in your mouth cookies made with almonds, egg whites, and honey and sugar. Then cavallucci. Cavallucci is another interesting cookie from the Christmas in Siena. Cavallo is a horse. So they were known as cavallucci for different possible explanations. One of them wants the cavallucci to have a stamp of a horse on top. And that was because they were given to postmen that were traveling by horse from town to town as a very filling food to bring with them on their trips. The cavallucci are infused with spices, just like with Panforte, so very intense medieval spices. They have candied fruit inside, and instead of having almonds, they have walnuts. So again, you see all the traditional ingredients keep coming back. The almonds or nuts or walnuts, the spices, the candied fruit, honey. So these are the very incredible ingredients you can find in the Christmas in Siena. So we are almost done here. You get about 30 truffles with this amount of chocolate and cream. You can easily double the recipe if you want, and you'll have truffles for, I don't know, a lot of children. But they can also be preserved in the fridge for days. So truffles are usually one of the gifts I make for Christmas for family and friends, because I can make them, stash them in the fridge, and then I make nice boxes or small transparent bags, and I put my truffles inside, and they are nice as a gift for Christmas. When I make bags, little bags with truffles, I like to change the covering of the truffles. So usually, no, you use cocoa powder. But if you want to make a nice bag with different colors, you can use cocoa powder, you can use cinnamon, for example, or you can use coconut, dried coconut flakes, and you will have the white truffles. It's very nice because when they are cold, they don't stick to each other, and the cocoa powder, the cinnamon, the coconut, they will stick to the truffles. So you will have these very nice colorful truffles to give for Christmas. This is why I always collect bags and ribbons and stickers. So when Christmas comes, I have everything I need to make nice gifts, homemade gifts. And chocolate is always one of the things that are most appreciated for Christmas by children and adults alike. We are almost ready with our truffles. So remember that if you have questions, you can write them on the Facebook Live, and then I will answer the questions if they regard the recipe, they're about the recipe. So these are about 30 truffles, almost done. Okay. Oh, the salt, we have added the salt inside the truffles, but we are going to sprinkle some salt on top as well for, again, color and for the crunch. I had already prepared these truffles to try the recipe, to take a nice picture for you, and believe me, they disappear. They are, a very energetic bowl that you can have middle of the morning along with your coffee, or you can serve them after a meal, your coffee, or before going to bed while watching TV, a truffle or two, chocolate truffle or two. They are very nice. And I like because they are not too sweet. Since we are using a very dark chocolate, unsweetened cocoa powder, extra virgin olive oil, salt. This makes a very nice combination, and the truffles are not too sweet. So it's really a perfect treat for everyone. The same ganache we made to make truffles can be used to cover a cake. So if you want to make an olive oil cake, which is an incredible recipe from Tuscany, from Italy, let's say, because everywhere you have good extra virgin olive oil, they also make extra virgin olive oil cake. So you can make an extra virgin olive oil cake, and then you can just drizzle this ganache, this chocolate, cream, and extra virgin olive oil ganache on top of your cake. Wait a little bit until it's more solid, so not as soft as soon made. And then pour your ganache on top of the cake. So you will have an olive oil cake with a chocolate and extra virgin olive oil ganache, which is a treat, but also extremely simple to make. We're almost ready with all our chocolates. So here we are. Let me wash my hands. I know I can lick my fingers, so I'm not going to do this. So let me wash my hands. And after this, I will show you the final result. Okay. So I really hope you will try these truffles. If you have children, try these truffles with children because they love to get their hands dirty. So as you can see here, I have all my truffles and I'm just turning them into the cocoa powder. Just roll them. So I'm moving the finished truffles here so I have more space to roll the other truffles. They are almost ready. I suggest you to keep these truffles in the fridge a little bit longer so that they will get solid again after you have rolled them in the cocoa powder. And this will give them a nice texture. Okay, so here we are. We can roll these truffles again. Just help, them rolling with your hands. There we are. Okay. Now let's move all the truffles back here into this tray. Okay, and then we're going to sprinkle some more salt on top. Be generous with the salt because it really makes a difference in these truffles. Here we are. Okay, look, I'm going to show you the salt here on the truffles. And it's also, I like also do-it-yourself gift. So if you want, instead of gifting the finished truffles, you can gift all the ingredients and make a nice packet. So you have the salt, you have the extra virgin olive oil, you add the Panforte, then you can add, here we are, some chocolate and the recipe, print the recipe, add everything together, and that's a nice gift that you can make to families so that they can make the truffles together.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Giulia, for this great recipe. Perfect for the holidays, as you said. It's time to announce the 2 giveaway winners. Congratulations to Iraq 8 and Venice. We will contact you in private. We hope to see you at our next workshop in November. To know the exact date, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter. Also, this recipe is now available on our website, favuzzi.com. This video will also be available with French subtitles in our YouTube channel. And thank you again, Giulia, for this great workshop.
Thank you.
And have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I'm enjoying this.